Welcome to For the Love of Coffee podcast. My name is Missy Bobo, and I am your host. This podcast is sponsored by Thumb Roast Coffee, specialty coffee made simple, accessible, and affordable. Visit thumbroastcoffee.com for more information. So, welcome back. I have been reading the book Atomic Habits for a while by James Clear, and it breaks down how a habit is formed, what is a habit, what are the parameters around forming a new one, forming or disarming or disabling the ones that you do have that you don't want, etc. And I've been chewing on it for a while. I haven't just read it from cover to cover because I've stopped where it was having impact and really chewed on it for a while. Sometimes I'd only read a paragraph and need to stop and really think about how I am putting this into practice and how it's affecting my life and what habits am I currently in, what are my current habits so that I can get to the point to where I want to be tomorrow. Because our today, our decisions and our thoughts and our habits today affect our tomorrow. Our result is tomorrow. So if I want my result tomorrow to be better, then I need to affect my habits today. So that's the premise of this book. But for today and how this applies to coffee and how we apply this idea to the love of coffee is part of the book was talking about dopamine. And dopamine is a neuroreceptor or a neurotransmitter, and it's a chemical that makes you feel, it doesn't make, but it transmits the message to where you feel good and it motivates you to want to do it again. We like dopamine. Dopamine's a good thing. When our body is deficient in it, it can result in health issues, and when we have too much of it, the same. But when we have this thing called dopamine, there's scientific research out there that shows that the anticipation of the thing you're desiring, release, your body and your brain release just as much, if not more, dopamine than it does when you actually receive the thing, which is fascinating to me. And this whole idea of the anticipation and the dopamine, the chemical release and the anticipation and the momentum you can build with this idea of, I really like this, I can't wait to have it again, and then I get it again and I'm happy, and then you repeat that process, right? You can apply that to anything. But specifically in relation to coffee, this is one of the pillars of why we exist. This idea that coffee is something to look forward to. It's not just a daily habit, because that can be a rut. And if you're like me and the people that I grew up with, you drink coffee out of necessity, not out of something to be enjoyed. You drink it to stay awake. You're going to school, you're going to college, you're starting a job, you're, whatever it is, you need to stay awake. So despite the fact whether you like how it tastes or not, you just go ahead and drink it, right? But this idea of stopping and enjoying something, that's one of the primary reasons that we operate our business. Coffee is the number 2 traded commodity in the entire world, second only to oil. So there's a lot of it out there. I think an article that I read was 47 billion pounds of coffee per year. And don't quote me on that. I'm going off of memory. So, but I know it's around there somewhere. And only a fraction of that is specialty grade, which is what we offer. The top 3% of the coffee in the world is what we are into. That's what we buy. Direct trade, specialty grade, high elevation, less caffeinated, less acidic, sweeter coffee. In my opinion, having had the stuff that we grew up on, right? Your name brand, store-bought, sitting on the shelf for months and years, coffee versus, trying that coffee and drinking that versus specialty grade, handcrafted, really tended to coffee. It's something really special to be savored. And so this idea of anticipation and this dopamine hit, right? This anticipation of something so special in the morning. I read a meme once that said, I don't drink coffee to wake up. I wake up to drink coffee. That's it. That's the whole message in a nutshell. This is something special to look forward to. And it's not just that we're the only ones that do it, but it's this message of 5 minutes to myself, 5 minutes for this experience in the morning, something to really look forward to every single day. What do you do every single day that without fail, if you can help it, besides, go to the bathroom or drink water or eat or, those fundamental things? Drinking coffee is something that we form this habit around. And if we're not careful, it can be overlooked, especially something this unique and special. So my point is, I like a good dopamine release as much as anybody else, right? It's a motivator. It's reactionary. I get this reaction of this dopamine, which is a good feeling, and I want to duplicate that. How can I duplicate that again? Well, something that you're doing habitually every single day, like drinking coffee, and having a moment just to enjoy it in the morning, just to get up and start the hot water or push start on your coffee maker or whatever you do, push the start button on your grinder, however you enjoy your coffee. Something really special to look forward to. It's not just a habit that we feed because it's what we've always done. Let's stop the world for a minute and really think about what we're ingesting and really think about how special this is. That it's, I did a podcast last year sometime about how special this is and getting it from all across the world and how we get it in our homes so easily now, and really how special this is. The newer coffees that we got in, and look, I'm not trying to sell you something. If you want to buy mine, that's great. But the idea of getting a coffee and just savoring it just for 5 minutes in the morning and just thinking about how special this moment is, how special this coffee is, how it smells, how it tastes, just taking that minute to really experience something elevated, something special, because we deserve it. We work hard. We try to do what's right and what's best for ourselves and our family and our community. We work hard at the things that we care about, right? And it's not necessarily about deserving it, because everybody deserves something special. Everybody, no matter who they are and what they believe. But it's about stopping the world and thinking, my life can get better. And personally, I have been working hard and I love my life. I absolutely love my life. There's always room for improvement, right? And so that coffee is my daily reminder of, I am so thankful for where I am, and what can I do to take one more step for it to get even better? This unique, special moment of having my coffee in the morning. So I encourage you to get some good coffee, some specialty grade, freshly roasted, top 3% of the coffee. And now we even have the top 1% with our Buena Esperanza that we came out with a few weeks ago. This is really special with notes of honey and blackberry and strawberry. Fantastic coffee. We've had nothing but glowing results. Reviews, I guess I should say. But if you don't have a coffee like that, get one. It doesn't have to be from us. But that's one of the pillars of why we're in business, is this is something special. This is something to be savored. This is something to remind yourself that you are special, that you are loved, that there is hope, even if it's just for 5 minutes in the morning for you to enjoy your coffee. Let me know what you think about this podcast and the podcast overall. I would love to hear your feedback. This has been the For the Love of Coffee podcast. I'm Missy Bobo. Thank you for joining me.